tonight. You know, the team that's more prepared.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that happened was, the other thing that happens is, when you have a layoff like that, it's not just, the physical part. You lose your mental edge too, and I think that's what happened.
Is it a game where you sort of look at it a little bit, and as you talk about things that you didn't do well, and then you sort of say, look, we're done with that, and you move on quickly?
I think the guys will tell you that's the approach that I try to have every game. I mean, when you play 82 games, you have to be able to win and move on quickly, or lose and move on quickly, no matter what. And that's what we always talk about. You got to learn from the game, what was good, what was bad, and then quickly move on to the next game. So I like to think that's our approach, all the time.
Not that your guys didn't know it already, but was last night a sign that, hey, it's going to be a dogfight every night?
I think they. With a team like ours, I think they understand that we're going to have to play well every night. Yeah.
Did you see some of the games around the league with OKC and Utah was a double OT game. Toronto went right down to the wire. Atlanta was
close.
Indiana came back from 20. The teams have kind of stepped it up now, it seems like. Those games were high-quality games last night.
I didn't see any. I stayed here and watched our game a couple times, so I didn't see any of the other games.
Yeah. With those 3 threes that Levine made at the end of the first half, and you mentioned it last night.
No, it ended up being a big stretch. We were, all 3 of those were. Look, he's a talented guy and he's a shot maker, and to be honest, all 3 of them were really well defended. And otherwise we go in up 10. But look, that's part of this league. I mean, that's why you can't make the mistakes that we did on the other guys, because there's plays every night. Guys are just good. I mean, and our guys do too. So that's where you got to be rock solid on all the other things.
Toronto's got the longest winning streak in the league. What concerns you the most about them?
Well, they're good. But you got to be balanced. They're good. They're good at both offense and defense, and I watched the first half of their game with San Antonio. I'll watch the rest on the plane, but. They're super talented, and they've been good on offense and defense for a few years now. So you got to play an all-around game.
Aaron was beating himself up last night. He was saying that he shouldn't have tried to help on the Porter drive. He should have just stayed with Markkanen. When you went back and watched it, what did you see on that?
How much you help to me is the hardest thing on defense. So it's. It's a bang thing, and he didn't take himself out of position by a lot. The help decisions, whether it's in a rotation or in that one, is just it was more a drive and kick type situation. They're never easy.